Hi there, my name is Christopher Sieber, and I am at the Broadway.com studios, and we're gonna play roll call. Ow! Believe it or not, this made me feel like a badass because it was my first television pilot. It was my first television pilot audition, and then it went to series on ABC, and I got my own parking spot at Warner Brothers with my name on it, and it was awesome. I went through the gates at Warner Brothers in Burbank in my car and parked in my own space, and I was like, yeah, Hollywood, what? That one is easy. Galahad, the Black Knight, and Herbert's father in Monty Python's Spamalot was the most fun I have ever had in a Broadway show ever. It wasn't even work. It was like we got to just play with our friends and get paid a very nice sum of money to do so. Let's take a look, shall we? You've never heard of this ever. No one has. It was a movie called See You in September, and it was terrible. The one question I always get, how are your knees? Because I did the whole show on my knees. My knees were fine. We had this NASA type material to protect my knees, but it was everything else. It was my hips and my shoulders and my neck and my hair hurt. At one point, I was literally the only human being ever to do this role, ever. Since then, a lot of people are doing it around the country and regional theaters and summer stock, which is great. They ask me, how did you do that? And I usually oblige and say, here's the deal, and I tell them how to do it. And because I know what I went through, I don't want other people to go through that. But I had a great time doing this part, but I will never do it again. There was a small musical called The Kid, and I played Dan Savage, and it was about his partner, Terry, and he adopting a baby. More people came up to me after this small show off Broadway and said, you really touched me, and it was really nice to hear that. Okay. These costumes were both amazing. Alban and La Cage aux Folles on the road opposite George Hamilton. Alban's costumes were absolutely amazing. They were absolutely incredible, especially in the big number, La Cage aux Folles. 5 different costume changes, 5 different wigs, and it was fantastic. And then the Wolf and Rapunzel's prince in the revival of Into the Woods with Vanessa Williams. Being a prince with fabulous leather gloves and big riding boots and everything, and velvety costumes, it just swooped royalty, and it was absolutely fantastic to wear. And the Wolf costume, the prosthetics were just really wicked weird. So I really like turning myself into a wolf every night. I had a friend who saw the London production before it even came to New York, and he said, you have to come to London and see this show, Matilda the musical. And I said, why? He says, because there's a character that it's totally up your alley. So I went to London and I saw the show, and I was like, oh my gosh, this show is like, that character, Miss Trunchbull, is exactly what I do, and it's perfect. I finally got to audition months later, and I went in, and it was one of those things where I worked so hard on the material, because it's very specific. I worked so hard on the material, and I went in that room with this amazing confidence, and I went in and I kicked butt, and I got a call that day saying, Matthew Warchus, our director, would like to speak with you via Skype because he's in London. So I'm talking to him through a computer, and we talked through the show. He hasn't said he hired me yet. After the very end of the 45 minutes phone call we had on Skype, he said, oh, and by the way, I have a good time doing the part. And I've been there for almost 2.5 years, and I'm still having a ball. Gosh, now that we're done, it's like looking at a wall of the things you've done. It's incredible to see what I've done over the past 25 years, and a lot of them are, well, they're all up there. That's what's so crazy. Come see me if you can. I'm right over there at Matilda at the Schubert Theater. Come see Matilda the musical. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I really am. Thanks, guys. See you later.